Well, welcome to episode 6 of the 1874 podcast, and tonight's guest is David Mackay. David, thank you for coming on. Welcome, mate. It's a pleasure. It's been a wee while trying to get you on. I know we spoke at a night out a couple of weeks ago and stuff, and try to get the right dates on it. And Mick threw a bit into the towel because he was away on holiday again, but we'll get him on. But,
he's never here.
So it's a pleasure to have you, mate. Just going to do a wee couple of shout outs, as we said. Thank you firstly to G4 Claims, who let us use the studio. As you can see, it's an amazing studio. This is a different studio that we're in. Usually we go downstairs, but the last couple of times we've come in here, so I like this as well.
That's nice.
Thanks for having today, sponsoring the podcast and that, letting us use the studio. If you're looking for help with any claims, go on to G4 Claims. They'll help you out if you've been injured at work and smash your motor or anything like that. Check them out. I'll leave a description and a link to them, and if you're on YouTube it'll be in that. Spotify it'll be on the details at the end of it. So firstly I'd like to thank all the viewers and listeners on Spotify. I think I'm over 2,000 views now on videos, which is tremendous for a wee podcast like this, for one wee team. I can't thank you enough. Thanks very much for your likes and shares and comments and stuff, because you keep it going. Send it on to your pals, your family. Just keep liking it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It takes seconds. I've got about 80 just now, but I want more on that, so please do that. We're also on to Apple Podcasts now, so if you've got Apple Podcasts on your phone and stuff like that, you can listen through that rather than just Spotify. I know a lot of people don't like Spotify. So keep it up. Another shout out is the Lotto winner, Robert Mitchell, £12,700. That's alright, tidy wee sum, mate.
Not a bad lift, isn't it? Nice
guy. He came in to see us, pick up his cheque. The photos were on all the socials and that. Really nice guy. His missus had a sore back and stuff and that, and they've just moved out to a new house. And I think he had cerebral palsy and stuff and things like that. So we're like, amazing that it's going to help somebody that probably needs it as a taxi driver. So he's probably went through a bit of crap as well with all that COVID piss and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
I thought the Lotto was just one of the things that's made up. Nobody was ever going to win it.
It'd have been worse if one of the committee won it. Can you imagine that? I mean, because a lot of the players play it as well, the under-20s amateurs, management, everybody plays it. So imagine what I won it. They're at it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm glad it was there. So he's £12,700, and he gave a wee donation to the club as well after it, which we are thankful for. That'll go straight into, he was saying, get yourselves to beers and stuff like that, but no, it's right into the running of the club. It will help. Well, I was going to say it will help pay wages, but considering a few are on multi-millions now, it's a drop in the ocean. Jackpot for that now is £500. We've started it off again. We're going to be going online with it soon, so it'll be easier. It'll be phone numbers, I think we're getting. 456 or something. I can't really remember, but it's going online. It'll be easier. You can pay 10 weeks in advance, so we're looking forward to starting that up. Season tickets, still on sale. £90 for adults, £45 for concession, £15 for children. As I keep saying, no better value for money just now for entertainment with Arthurlie. After 10 goals at the weekend as well, you're going to get entertained. Come and support guys like this, and help these guys out. The more people coming down and supporting, the better it is for us. So please go on that. You'll see the season tickets links on social media. If you're not following us on social media, you can ask one of the committee members when you're down at the stadium. They'll sort you out. Player shirt sponsorships as well, £50. I know you were on Twitter the other night asking people to go on. I think your home and away is still available, so it's £50 if you want to sponsor Divs. Home and away shirts, they're still available. Thank you very much for the guys that have already done it so far. I know there have been quite a few, and I think there's more recently in the last couple of days, so I'll post it again, show you what ones are available, but please help us out. Ross Lafferty, I'm going to give him a shout out because he's not really had any shout outs for anything. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves for what he does. He runs that website for us. The website's absolutely amazing. He's spot on. His match reports have been great. This guy's just come in. There's a lot of games that he can't get, but he's still getting some feedback from people, and he's writing the match reports up. So thanks very much for your work, Ross. Keep it up, mate. It's amazing. Club Shop Direct, who we can get mugs, t-shirts. You'll be able to get hoodies, anything Arthurlie. Go get it, your merchandise for there if you're an Arthurlie fan. Derek will sort you out. There's going to be more t-shirts and stuff coming. I've given him a wee design recently, so hopefully I was hoping to have it the night and wear it the night so people could see it, but unfortunately it didn't come. But go see Derek for your Arthurlie merchandise. And lastly, happy birthday to Dale Simeon and your good pal Noodles. It was his birthday as well, so happy birthday, lads. Hope he's had a great time. I don't know what age you're, I don't want to ask.
Dale's 28, Noodles is 20, I know.
Right, I thought they were younger than that.
Yeah, getting old Noodles.
Aye. Right, so that's that out of the way. As I say, thanks for coming on, mate.
Not a problem.
So we're going to start just talking about your background in football, how you started out, where you started out, but obviously where you grew up and stuff like that. So
how long we got?
As long as you want, mate.
So I started at my dad's team, Fulham Boys Club. Played there for a good few years before eventually going pro youth. The first pro youth team I was at, I think, might have been Motherwell. And to be honest with you, after that, played for kind of Motherwell, St Mirren. I was at Hearts for a while, Hibs. Eventually ended up at Aberdeen for 2-3 years. And then there was a kind of spell in between that. I was with Rangers.
Right.
So when I was at Rangers, they kind of got to the point where you offering full-time contracts or no. And Aberdeen says, right, we'll give you one. So we kind of put the pressure on Rangers. Me and my dad, like, what's happening? And they're like, we don't make any contract offers until the end of the season, sort of thing.
Aye.
So just went to Aberdeen, took the kind of...
So where did you stay at the time?
So I was still in Glasgow, but I didn't went full-time yet. So this was like the season before you go up to full-time. So left Rangers, went to Aberdeen.
It's a bit of a trek, innit?
Aye, it's hard, I know, you know what I mean? Because the boys for Glasgow, there was only kind of a couple of age groups and we just trained together.
Mm-hmm.
But you're training with boys 2-3 younger than you and 2-3 older than you, do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like a great setup. You're only seeing the boys for Aberdeen on a Saturday.
Right.
But saying that, we had a really good team. So when it got to the stage to go full-time at Aberdeen, kind of had a wee fallout with the managers now at the time. I was like, my dad, I don't want to be here.
Aye. So
my dad sorted as an apprenticeship, and I went to be an apprentice joiner, and then I went inside Mackay.
Right.
Because they were still part-time at that time, so it kind of worked out alright for me when I was doing my apprenticeship. So I got to the point with Kelly, same again, I ended up just not enjoying it, to be honest with you, when I was there. I got offered to go to Clyde, so I went to Clyde, was the reserve captain there for a season, and then ended up going to Alloa, first team.
Were you left back? Were you always been a left back?
I was left mid.
Left mid.
I was always playing left mid, but every time I went to a team as left mid, they kept going, can I see you as a full back sort of thing?
Try to push you into it.
I was always getting pushed back, so just depended what manager was really honest with you at the time.
Is it because nobody wants to play left back or something? Or just fit somebody in there?
Left back, I'm like, left back is in there.
So Aberdeen, who was like the manager at the time of Aberdeen?
It was a guy, Peter Weir, his name was.
Right, I think he took Gary Carroll as well.
Aye. So guy Peter Weir, I think Gary Carroll was the year above me when I was at Aberdeen.
Right.
So I played with Gary Carroll at Aberdeen and at Alloa.
Right.
But when I was at Alloa, I was only there for about 4 or 5 months when Gary was there. I was talking to him, I says, I was at Alloa now when you were there, and he's like, were you?
He can remember.
How bad must I have been?
He had his eyes on the limelight, but maybe that's what it was.
Superstar.
Aye. So when you obviously went into Alloa, you're thinking...
So I went into Alloa in the first team, only 17, 18 at the time, I'm thinking, right, it's a good chance.
Mm-hmm.
So always on the bench for the first team, and then having to go up and play for the 19s on a Sunday. I didn't drive at the time, so my dad's taking me through to Alloa all weekend. And I got to the point I kind of says to the manager, Alan Maitland, I was like, listen, if I'm not going to be getting a chance, I'd probably rather just go somewhere else, you know what I mean? My dad was spending, they didn't care my dad at the time, but it's like my dad's spending his full weekend, taking me back and forward here, which isn't fair. My dad would have still done it, but I was like, I didn't want to do that. So he's like, listen, you're still young, I can see you getting a chance, whatever, but you just need to keep doing what you're doing. I was like, listen, kind of thanks, but no thanks. I'm not wanting to do all this travelling. So Big Ian Curry at the time was the Glasgow Perthshire manager, and he's like, listen, do you want to come down and give Junior a wee shot? And that's been me for 12 years.
Get into their play with it, Postal, wasn't it?
Aye, so I was in part.
We played them last season, didn't we, in the Cup?
The part's a lot better than it was when I was there.
Aye.
When I was there, it was wild, so it was, but I'd have to put a few quid in it. It looks good now.
There's a lot of junior teams starting to do that, and they're noticing more and more people coming to watch them and stuff, so that they'll try to, I think it's maybe because of the pyramid thing, they're trying to spend the money and...
Aye, do a sell a bit.
But, I mean, there's junior teams out there that are loaded with stuff, do you know what I mean? So they can just pay for everything. They pay boys' wages that I never thought you'd ever see at junior football, but I suppose that's just their ambition. They can see a pathway and get into that, do you know what I mean?
See a lot of teams like that, especially with the pyramid now, they're going to put a lot more money into that to try and get to that next level.
You can't blame them. If you look at teams that have came, if they're like Bonner had gone up, was it Kelty Hearts and stuff like that? And the teams that are coming down, like Cowden Bathurst, I think they sit in bottom of that long league or something.
They'll never go back up now. It'll take a while anyway, you know what I mean?
Aye, because first of all, they've had to lose all their players. Well, I don't know, but that's what you imagine would happen if you've come out full-time football, do you know what I mean? I don't even know if they were full-time. So, junior football, step up for like your youth football and then get into Ballon and that. Did you see a difference? Were you playing...
Aye, it was obviously you're 18, do you know what I mean? You're leaving kind of pro football to go to junior, you get the ball in first tackle, you're getting absolutely smashed in the bad. Instantly you see the difference straight away.
Aye.
You don't get any time on the ball or anything like that, the way you do, kind of playing at a better level, a higher level even.
And obviously the parts are different and stuff like that, I mean, so it's a bit of
it's a totally different game.
It's a wake-up call, isn't it?
Aye.
For young boys.
You need to learn quick.
If you're not strong enough or you're not mentally in tune with it, then you'll not play at that level.
It's not a game for you.
It's not. But saying that, I think you're saying that was 12 years ago or something, wasn't it, you were playing? So it's kind of changed, isn't it, the way that they're playing junior football now. There's more...
Even the parts now are getting better now, aren't they?
But, well, we're saying junior, it's now semi-professional or whatever, isn't it now? So you see a difference how teams are being coached. You look at some teams and they bring a whole background team with them. Do you know what I mean? Like media teams and all sorts.
They're trying to run it like professional teams now, aren't they? There's a lot of effort getting put into it. Even you see Arthurlie and all the amount of people helping it now.
It's incredible.
It's getting better all the time and it will keep getting better.
I think people just think it's just a case of they turn up, open the gates and go, "Hey boys, right, on you go and play." Yeah. I mean, but they're running it. It was an eye opener for me when I first came in. I was like, I didn't realise there was this many people involved.
A lot of guys, it's basically a full-time job for guys. You get kind of Muncher, Steve and all that, what they do with the park, kind of even just the washing the strips and everything else. All these things take time.
Aye, especially if you've got a couple of home games. Like coming up, we've got 3 home games in a row after Darvel. Well, I don't know when this goes out, so this might be after the Darvel game. Well, it probably will be out after the Darvel game, so we don't know what the result's going to be. Hopefully it's a good win. So we've got 3 home games after that. I think we've got Cambuslang, Meda, Cambuslang, and who's the last one up? Got in the cup.
Irvine Meda, aye,
Luga.
Scottish.
So 3 weeks in a row. Stephen's going to be a busy boy.
Be stressed out.
He's going to be, and hopefully the weather's good and it keeps up, because I thought against Hart Hill at the weekend it looked absolutely brilliant. It was best it's looked in ages. So let's hope it keeps up for these home games. It'll be good. So into the juniors, playing with Perthshire. Did you stay there long? Who did you move? Did you get passed about, mate?
What I done for a couple of years was, because Big Ian Curry was my mate, every time I played in his team as well when I was playing pro youth and all that, he was our coach and whatever, right? So I kind of always stuck with the big man. So when he left the team, I was always just kind of, right, we're gone.
Aye.
I didn't bother, whatever. So went for Perthshire, played there for a couple of months, and then we went to Shettleston. and enjoyed my time there and all. Was there for about a season. We got promoted, done well, and then I don't know what happened. I think Big Curry and Sugar the wee fought.
Right.
And he moved on again after that. It was, I've honestly played for that many teams, it's hard to keep up.
Aye.
I think I went to Cumbernauld after that. Aye, went there, enjoyed my time up there as well. That's twice I played for them, no, no, 2 separate occasions.
Well, when I'd looked into, obviously I tried and do a bit of research into people that are coming on and stuff, and I'd looked at yourself, what was available on the internet, and there was only a couple of teams that said, look, Fair Clyde and stuff like that, and obviously Arthurlie, Cumbernauld, and then when I'd asked you any other teams and you said it, I was like,
I don't think they count now.
Aye, they're just, I think they've just went, right, forget about him, there's too many, we can't keep updating it. So Shettleston, they went to Glasgow United, didn't they?
Aye.
So, how did you find it there at Shettleston?
Enjoyed it there at the time. Still young as well, a good bunch of boys. I think how I left a lot of teams right was, I'm one of the guys, see if I go to a team and I don't really go with the boys, I can't be bothered with it, do you know what I mean? It's hard to find a team where you go and everybody, you go with the managers and everything else, and then you want to stay because you're going after your work, aren't you, really? So you need to be enjoying it.
Aye, it's like, as I say, you're all out working and that. I mean, the last thing you want to do is go and sit in a dressing room where nobody's talking to you, you don't feel part of it.
Guys you don't like, whatever, it happens all the time, but maybe when I was a wee bit younger, I was just like, I can't be bothered with it, I'm just going to kind of move on, sort of thing.
And you know, at that level, you can go in and out teams. They're always looking for players, do you know what I mean? So, as you said, you've been to Cumbernauld twice. That was the first time you were there.
Aye.
How did you feel going out to Cumbernauld and playing?
Cumbernauld, it's a good wee setup up there. You know what I mean? They've got the wee park, the wee kind of 9-a-side park next to the big park, the 4G1 you're training on. It's good. George has got it running well up there as well, and you've got the wee club house beside the park and that, so
aye,
it was good up there. There was a good bunch of boys up there as well. But when I was at Cumbernauld, Big Ian Curry ended up, he got the Villa Clyde job. That was me.
So you went on to him again?
It was me, just not to bother.
I've never been to Villa Clyde, so I don't know what it's like. I don't know much about it, so I take it. Obviously, you've been there twice, haven't you?
I was there twice.
So there's obviously been a wee liking with that.
I was there with the Vale. We got promoted. First season I was there. Second season, kind of lost a lot of boys. You were a very good team at the time.
Aye.
We lost a lot of boys to our teams, junior teams, whatever. Boys get offered a couple of £1 that happens. The second season just kind of fell away, and then I can't remember where I went. I got the option to go somewhere. Where did I go? I went to Ashfield on the Tab League.
Right.
So I says to Big Curry at the time, I says, listen, I want a crack at the Tab League, I've never played in it. What's the chance? He says, listen, I'm just on your way, so he let me go to the Tab League. I've played there, and I was at Ashfield for about a year and a half. Right. There. I think we finished third in the league, so that was a very good team we had. The second season kind of fell a wee bit again. Don't know, just usually lost boys to better teams, see me finish third.
Aye.
Ashfield, teams like that, and like they don't pay a lot of money, so if boys are getting offered maybe an extra £50 or whatever, somebody else, they're going to go and take it, do you know what I mean? So,
aye.
Same again, team get kind of picked apart.
Aye.
And then, where did I go after that? Went from Ashfield to coming back to the Vale. Right.
So Ashfield, that's another one I've not been to yet. But what I see for them on social media and stuff, they seem to be gone in the right good direction. They're changing everything. They're doing a lot of community work and stuff like that. I know as if they were trying to build something better for what they've already had. I don't know.
They have Big Max, he's kind of took care, I think, for there. He's kind of a Shield legend, and he's trying to take the club up to a kind of newer level as well. It's the same with everybody. There's a lot of effort put into all these clubs.
It's brilliant to see. I love it. It'll be, hopefully I get to go there, maybe a cup game or something. We get them. I don't even know. Are they division below us now?
I think they're 2 below us.
Because the way they changed all the divisions, it's hard to keep up with who's went into what league and all that.
Boys were posting, they were finishing 8th and they were writing all promotion this year and everything else, and you're like, you've not been promoted, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Mad, innit?
Unless you're on the top league, I wouldn't put it on. Listen, I finished 7th this year. Boys were popping champagne and changing room and all that. That's just not me.
Nah, you're only doing that if you're winning, aren't you?
If you're not finishing first in the league,
it's like a top 4 in the English Premiership, innit? Celebrating getting into top 4. A lot of the teams, that's their money now, innit? They don't care about winning that league. Like Arsenal for years, it was just top 4, top 4, top 4.
For the Premier League, you can see that obviously there's a big financial gain, but you had boys last year finishing 8th in the juniors and they're going into the 3rd division and they're writing promotion this year secured, here we go and all that. But I'm not going to name names or anything, but between us and the boys we had a good laugh.
Aye.
So we did like, come on. If that was somebody in my team, I'd be like, you'd be like, get that
Aye.
post.
I'd be deleting it.
Aye, get it off of it.
Nah, not having that. No, that will not be happening at Dunley. Hopefully we don't finish below 8th anyway. So after Vale of Clyde again, back there. During that, what did you win? Did you win any trophies?
Promoted a couple of times. Won a league with a Vale. Ashfield and that, we kind of quarters of the Scottish. Hadn't really won much, to be honest with you, up to that point. A few promotions, a few relegations, I know, to be honest with you.
Aye.
I think at one point I got relegated 2 in a row.
Oof.
I was getting called a relegator.
Not good, mate. Not good. Aye. People are staying away for phoning you.
Aye. I went to Vale of Clyde after Ashfield, played 3-4 months, and then double leg break. But when I was at Vale the second time, I was kind of playing my best football. Right. Curry was saying to me, he's like, listen, Albion Rovers have been asking about you.
Right.
They want to sign you. He says, I've told them to wait the new. He's like, because I've got other guys looking at you. So I'm like, they bother. And then 2 weeks later, bang, leg break. That was me for maybe.
Was it a bad challenge? Or?
It was bad stupidity for me. The ball came out for a corner. The ball hit the ball out and I went to shoot. But I knew I wasn't winning the ball. And you've seen the way I play. I just flew in like a maniac, and next thing I knew, my ankle was
legs away on the other end.
Aye. So it was probably a bit of stupidity on my part, but what as it happens.
Was that a case of gas and air on the pitch?
Oh,
aye.
Wild.
How long were you out with that?
Well, stupidly, right, I tried to go back after about 3 months, right, and I played about 5 games. I'm like, I feel alright, but I never done proper physio.
Aye, proper rehab on
so it was stupidity from my part as well. But
I know Scotty would say to you, no danger of you going to.
Scotty about that other day, you don't realise it until you're older now.
Aye.
Like, it's so important to actually don't play through injuries and do proper rehab. Because I'm still even feeling it now because I never done rehab at the time.
Aye.
That's how I keep always getting niggles constantly.
But it's the youth in you, innit? You just want to play football. That's you're like, I'll recover. I feel alright. I'll go out and do it.
Well, I'm solid.
Aye. I mean, even Begummy with his leg coming back early, and he said on the pod that he went back in to get the bolt out, and it was already broke.
I know, it's mad.
Yeah,
you don't even know what happens with it. But I tried to go back after 3 months. Played 4 or 5 games, and I'm thinking to myself, I was doing well. I'm like, I'm flying. And then another tackle, and then I thought I broke it again, just back too early. But thankfully I didn't break it. Don't know actually what I done. It must have been a movement of the pins or whatever.
It's probably lasting damage now anyway, innit?
That was me for months again after that, just stupidity.
And the good thing is, we've got somebody like Scotty there that will say, no, you're not getting near a pitch, you know. I mean, and I think we need to respect that as a club, that we're paying this guy today his job.
If he makes a call, like, you need to listen to him. So he does know what he's doing. I think that's the difference now as well. A lot of teams I played with when I was younger, whether it's down to money or whatever, they didn't really have a proper physio there.
Aye.
So
there's a guy with a bag, a bucket of water.
An old boy with a sponge, a can of Red Bull, tossing it on you and giving you a slap, get up.
Aye, get on going with it.
And then you're running about injured, playing constantly, and see when you get older, that's when you start to feel it.
Tell me about it, mate. What age are you now?
I'm 30 now, but I feel 40.
You're just a bairn. I'm 43. Aye, and I feel it for doing stupid things like that when I was younger, with bad ankle injuries, broke my 2 ankles, and I was back playing within a couple of weeks.
So I should probably have been out for a season, and I tried to go back after 3 months. Do you know what I mean?
That's crazy, mate.
I know.
Especially a leg break.
But it's good to have a proper physio at the club that you can go through rehab with, because you've seen how quick Gummy Ronaldo got back, working with Scotty.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? A full recovery. If I'd have done that, I'd have probably not been feeling what I'm feeling now.
That's it, absolutely. But as I say, it's in the past. I mean, you can't dwell on that. No. We all make daft mistakes. You just wanted to play football.
Aye.
So was that at Villa Clyde, you said? Aye, you done that?
At Villa Clyde.
So was that over for you then after that? Or did you get back?
Well, I went back. I went back for... In fact, I didn't go back. I played a couple of games towards the kind of end of the season. And then the season after that, I went to... I played for... I went to Petershill. No, it wasn't Petershill. I went to them a bit later on. Do you know, I can't remember who I went back to.
Arthurlie.
I went back. I went to Arthurlie.
You went to Arthurlie?
That was it. I went to Arthurlie. Aye.
So...
I forget that.
Who signed you? Who was the manager at the time?
It was Downsy.
Right.
But I'd been kind of mates with H, who was the assistant for years and years. So Downsy, he tried to sign me previously. I can't remember who he was with. Bellsalt might have been.
Right.
He was a Bellsalt man. He tried to sign me at Bellsalt.
Played with Pollock, him and all, didn't he?
Aye. He played with Pollock and Arthurlie. He played
right.
Arthurlie as well.
Aye.
So
I know his brother. His brother used to drink. How the pub said to you, he's all drinking in the Quake bar. I was like, that's a Pollock one. Aye, that's what I knew his brother for there. So he signed you there. You've come in first time. Have you played against Arthurlie before? So you'd been to Duntilie.
I played against Arthurlie with Ashfield 2 seasons in the Tab League and played with them. So been there a couple of times now. It was all about.
So as an opposition player coming to Duntilie, do you feel as if it's tight? Don't like it? The wee park?
I don't know. It just depends. It's always been a kind of, in the summer it's a good park, isn't it? In the winter it can get a bit heavy, but the boys are grafting on that all the time, but it just is what it is. The way we need to play through the winter is crazy.
You hear a lot of it obviously been running about the pitch before the game, and you hear the opposition players like, oh, it's a tight pitch, there's not much movement outside and stuff.
It's quite small for the way we want to play. We've got a lot of ball players there. We've not a team for giants to any stretch of the imagination, so does it suit us? No, but you just go on it, didn't you?
But we know how to play on it. That's the thing. Aye. We know how to play on it. So Downsy signed you. You've run. Was there any boys or people there at the time that are still there now?
Gary Carroll and Gary Smith.
Right.
They were both there at the time. So I went there to Arthurlie, scored on my first game pre-season. I think we went off to a flyer here, and we beat Pollock twice in the League Section Cup.
Hold on. I know you did hear that right. They've scored a goal, right?
We'll get to that in the segment. So I scored first game. I think to myself, right, good start here. We beat Pollock a couple of times in the cup section. Beat them in this first game of the season. I think we played them as well. Beat them then, and I think we won like 7 or 8 in a row at the start of the season. So flying. I was playing left mid, playing every week, and then just out the blue, I got dropped to the squad. Not even been on the bench. Nothing. No explanation, just listen, I'm going to just try something new. I'm like, right, but I'll see how this goes. And then probably 3-4 weeks went by on the bench, not getting on, everything else. Slightly different now, but I was always in the mindset of, see if I'm not playing, I'll just go somewhere else and play. What if I need to drop 2 leagues? I would rather be playing.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Getting older now, you realise, listen, if you've got a good team and I'd ride it out, do you know what I mean, sort of thing, and see where it goes. But years ago I was just dead rash about it. I was just like, nah, I'm away.
Aye.
So I spoke to Downsy, and he's like, listen, you're just a young boy, you need to wait your turn, this and that. And I says, well, you've never really gave me an explanation how I wasn't playing. And he's like, well, that's my decision. I says, well, I want away then. So
I see the point if you were getting gubbed and you weren't performing, but
8 or 9 wins in a row, played every week.
What did he say? Don't change a winning team?
I think he subbed me one game, right? We're playing Troon or something like that. He subbed me with half an hour to go. Thought I was playing well, so when he subbed me, I was kind of like...
You're raging?
But I didn't say it. I wasn't pure shouting or anything about it. Just I think I made a face when I came off the park, and he's like, oh, what's that all about? I didn't bother. You know what I mean? And I got dropped out of the team for that. I'm like, that's a bit harsh.
I would rather see a player being annoyed coming off a pitch than being happy.
You're not going to be happy coming off if you're playing well.
Unless you've had a blinder and you're
I could
6-7 goals up.
If I made a big deal about it, shouting and all that, but no, I made a face, you know what I mean?
Aye.
And then that didn't, to me, that didn't the equivalent for me getting dropped out of the team for for 4 or 5 weeks right at the squad.
But he's obviously trying to throw about his authority as well, innit? And you being a young boy,
I've to kind of heat for it, but so I wasn't happy with that, and I was just like, listen, no hard feelings, but if I'm not playing, I want to go. And he wasn't wanting to let me go. I can't remember what happened. I think somebody ended up having a better on a quid for me or whatever it is. I can't remember who I went to after that. To be honest with you, as I say, there's been that many teams. Man.
Did Arthurlie go and win a cup after that?
No, that was the year before.
The year before.
So they won the West, and then I signed for them.
Right.
After that.
So as well, you're just walking into a team that's just won a cup as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's a good.
It was a good squad, brilliant.
A good buzz in the dressing room as well. Winners, do you know what I mean?
It was a good squad. The boys were flying. We were on a wee shaky spell, and then I think kind of Down just started panicking a wee bit, and Chapman changed, and boys were getting released and whatever. And that. But I just felt I'd been playing well. Started 9 games in a row. I think we had 8 or 9 wins, whatever, and then dropped straight at the squad. So, but not even Arthurlie, if it did anywhere, other team, I would have done the exact same. I was just like, if I'm not going to play me, just let me go elsewhere.
If you're believing you're doing well, it's a kick in the balls, isn't it, basically? But, same thing, you're young, it's...
I know.
Do you need to just get on with it? What would you say to a young player now at Arthurlie, doing that?
What, asking to leave?
If they'd done the same, what you done...
I would say to them, speak to the coach, see if you'd played 8 or 9 games in a row and you get dropped out the squad. I would say speak to them and see what's happened, because obviously you've done something wrong. So speak to them, don't do it in rash. But same again, if it was for nothing, they get dropped out the squad, and it maybe they weren't in the team for another 5-6 weeks, but dropped straight out of the team, I'd be saying to them, listen, then you need to go and ask questions. If you're young, you need to be playing, sort of thing. But if you're playing that team at this level, and you're young as well, now, if it was me, I would probably ride it a bit longer. Do you know what I mean? Because you all got a chance. Even though, like last season, at the start of the season, obviously Gubby was starting, and I went about 5-6 games, and I think to myself, this boy's flying. I'm like, I could be another 10-12 games before I'm back in the team. So I'd spoke to the gaffer, and Gio and Palmer and Ricardo, and I was like, listen, what's happening, lad? Just see it. So there was no, obviously Gummy was flying, playing really well, and I was like, I need to be playing. I'm getting to my later stages now. I says, I'll hang it out. I was like, but I'd be expecting to get a chance. I don't even care if it's right back, left mid, centre mid, striker.
Just want to play, just want to pitch.
I just want a chance, sort of thing. And then obviously, unfortunately, what happened to Gummy, that made things change very quick. You never wish that on anybody, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's a hard one for you in that position.
In football, the way things can change in a heartbeat, do you know what I mean?
It's a tough one.
Especially because it would be different, right, if I didn't go in with Gummy, but Gummy's one of my mates, do you know what I mean? It's a right tight-knitted team now.
You can see it. And we were talking about giving advice to players and stuff, like doing it Meda with 9 men and stuff. Like, before you came on, I was standing just behind you, and you were talking to Aaron, and just telling him where to go, get in there, and then saying to Andy and stuff in the midfield, just constantly. The bench, it's not just.
It comes through the full team, I think, especially seeing all the boys in the team. We have got quite a young team, so need to be talking to young boys.
It's good to having that experience there to pass on to these boys, because you've been there, you've done it. Do you know what I mean? Especially that's your side as well, where they're playing. I mean, and with that being that first half with the heat and
it was wild.
But we should, as we said, we'll go into that later on. So after that, Arthurlie, you've ended up Petershill.
I was at Peasy, disaster, right? So same again, first game for Petershill, same as Arthurlie, scored a free kick, right? I'm thinking, I'm off to a flyer here. Played 5-6 games. The game before the season started against Bells Hill, a boy broke my leg again. Again, so boys just hit me in a mental challenge. I've jumped up, I've tried to chase him down the wing, I'm getting him back. I've took about 8 steps, and I'm like,
what's going on there?
Something's not right here. So I was like, come on, it was about 10 minutes out of the game. my missus was there with my dad and her dad and that, and they said, they're like, you alright? I think I'm alright, I'm going to get a shower and kind of see what's happening. I couldn't hardly put any weight on my leg.
Right.
But I jumped in the motor and drove home and that.
Aye.
I'm lying in bed at night and I'm like, my missus says, listen, there's something not right. She's like, just see it in the morning. I think she thought I was just trying to get time off work.
Aye.
Got up in the morning, I'm like, no, I need to go to the hospital. I had to go to work, way up to Ayr, drop keys off, come back down to the hospital, and I went in and they gave me a scan, and within 10 seconds she's like, oh, you broke your leg.
Right.
So
was it just a small break on it or something?
It was the tib, see the bone on the outside.
Aye.
It wasn't the main one in the middle, it was the tib, it was the outside one, it was like a kind of hairline fracture sort of thing.
Aye.
But I was like, what is the chances again? So that was me out for months again.
Especially just going to a new club and everything. I mean,
and I've come back to Peas, you're right, after that. Got myself, done a bit of rehab with the physio up there at the time. Come back, done a good bit of rehab, and then they hadn't lost a game. It was a year they got promoted, about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
I think they only lost 2 games a full year. So I'm trying to get back in the team. They're just winning constantly. So I'm like, I can lose a game, man, do you know what I mean? So I can try and cash out.
Aye. Somebody let me in.
So I wasn't getting a game there. Rightly so, they were winning, so couldn't complain. And Brian McGinty phoned me. He's like, listen, we're needing a left back at the Meadow. Do you want to come sign me? I says, I don't think they'll let me leave. So they bought us off Peter's Hill. So I was up at the Meadow for, it was the season we were on. When I went, I think we were sitting third bottom. This is because of me. We were sitting third bottom and we were on some crazy run, and we got to the playoff,
right,
against Arthurlie.
Aye.
And that was we beat Arthurlie in the playoff. So we went to the top league and Arthurlie got relegated. So
and they welcomed you back in after that.
I was slapping outside, everybody's going to hate me here.
Well, that must have been good getting up to the top league with him. I seen a bit of footage the other day he had posted saying a day scored goals, and it was for the Meadow, and it was in the derby. In the derby, the Merrimass derby. Arthurlie last season, the only team I've won through a full season without scoring. So see, after last season, the boys would tell you, I think my last game was against Bells Hill. It was a game where I battered them, and you've probably seen it. I was constantly up and down. I was desperate to get a goal, and I think Dale took one off my foot, and he was allowed to score 2 or 3. Yeah. And we left the game in the changing room. Did they not put away 5 that day?
I lost the plot, flipped the table in the changing room.
Aye.
I took the pure huff, so I did, and I just went, because I was that angry I hadn't scored a goal the full year, do you know what I mean? And everybody was pissing themselves laughing. I wasn't talking to them, do you know what?
Well, that was after the Flag Day, wasn't it?
Aye.
No. What game was it? It was.
I think it was the. It was the Flag Day. It was.
But it was a game before that. I can't remember what game. Was it Luger?
Aye, the game before that. Aye.
And
no, the game before that was Mabel. That was the mental one.
Aye, but I think it was your old man. Is it Tam?
Aye.
He'd messaged me on Insta, and it was like these photos of you and stuff like that, and could they canvas and stuff like that. And I said, I can't do it. I says, but I've got more photos here, and I was getting them stuff and that. And I says, here's something for you. I says, put a bet on me to score before the end of the bloody season, because he's no scored yet.
He's getting me constantly, man.
So I was hoping you was going to score. I was like, because the nearest I think you got last season, you rattled the bar in that game, didn't you?
The first season in 12 years when I've not scored a goal, man. Honestly, I was absolutely spewing.
And well, I think there was other players that didn't score and all. I think Lance Pearce didn't score, so
yeah, didn't score at all. I
think he only played about 2 games, didn't he?
It made it even worse that we got me hadn't scored.
And they get a penalty.
In the season, I'm like, there's my penalty, what's happening?
Well, do you know what? The captain missed 2 penalties. Well, he missed a penalty, and then missed penalties recently there, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Just get a body div the next time. Just get the monkey off the back, please. Let him score a penalty.
If we're a few up, I wouldn't mind, you know what I mean?
Aye. So, what was it like playing with the Meadow in the derby, the Merrimass derby and that?
Meadow, a massive team. Mm-hmm. I don't know a lot of people realise. See some of these Ayrshire teams, it's kind of all the wee town does. You know what I mean? So you get everybody goes to the games.
Absolutely, it's outstanding when you go and see it. That was my first trip to Meda, so I liked it. It was a great wee place, great setup. Same as Glenafton, going there, and I think the hospitality after that was amazing.
Most of the teams you go in there, you go to Talbot, even Cumnock and everything else. It's like a lot of wee towns, so
Aye.
Obviously that's the bad thing, they don't get much today, so they invest a lot in the junior football, so it's always packed.
I think we're just that wee bit just out of it, that alright, but we've got amazing people there that they help, and we appreciate it.
You can see it getting busier as well, see, because we're back seeing at the end of the season, it was getting busier and busier, and you hope that people start to keep coming back.
Well, we just try. I'm glad what happened last season happened, and hopefully it does get more people back. I'm wanting I'd like to see a lot more youngsters coming, and getting to see.
I seen a thing Villa Clyde done. They let all the young boys for Tolcroston in for free now.
Right.
They call them the Ultras, and the wee guys come to the game with flares and all that. See, they do things like that as well. That's something maybe look into. Do you know what I mean?
They messaged me on Instagram last season, and they were talking about doing it and stuff like that. And I was like, "Fill your boots, boys, just come and do it." But it didn't come to fruition. So
same and all. Who did we play? Johnston Borough. And they had did it, and I was.
Oh, that's right. They give you pelters that game. We'll talk about that when we come to the season. So after Meda, you went to Cumbernauld again.
Cumbernauld again for the Meda.
Was Mr. Carroll, were you there?
No, he was at Rob Roy at the time.
Right.
When I was there, I left the Meda because I had a site in Kilmarnock at the time, so. The train didn't go winning. I was finishing work at 4:30. Training's not till 7:30. 3 hours in between. You're not driving all the way back, taking forward. It was just too much. Do you know what I mean? See playing for the Ayrshire teams. It's alright travelling through if there's 3 or 4 days, but see if you're going yourself, it's an absolute nightmare. So it's too much. Getting the house at 11:30 and all that.
It's especially. You're saying you've been at work all day, I know. Do you know what I mean? The last thing you want to do.
You get a 3 hour wait in between. Time it goes to training. I was like, listen, boys, I'm ready to go up on.
Aye. You would rather just finish your work and go straight to train.
Cumbernauld.
You're starting at Cumbernauld.
Went back to Cumbernauld again. We Andy Frame. I was up there with him. We had a really good season as well up there. It was us, Darvel, and Blantyre. So that ended up the COVID season though. So there was about 6 games left. And we were sitting second.
Right.
So we got promoted through that. But once we got promoted, we Andy just. I think he had a lot of stuff on me work and everything else, and he's like, "Listen, boys, this is my kind of last season.
Right.
I'm going to leave." So it just tied in when he left. George Foderingham phoned me. I've took the Arthurlie job. Will you come see us? So just through that's how I ended up going back to Arthurlie.
And at that time, Arthurlie just went on a spate of signings. Like I look back on Facebook and stuff like that when I first took it just to see a lot of things, and it's just like about 11 or 12 years all just coming in the door. But the good thing that was happening was it was all boys that had played at that level for years, experienced.
With Gio and Palmer and that as well, Ricardo, so it's all boys that kind of knew each other, which helps a lot as well.
Absolutely. As you said earlier on, it's all about building that dressing room where you can look at a guy each side and know they've got my back out in that pitch as well.
You've played them before and you know them and you know how to play and everything else, which helps, and it probably showed last year.
It didn't half show me. Before we go on to talk about next year, I'm going to just do a wee shout out for Jam Jar, who is it's a wee restaurant in Shuttle Street in Paisley. I don't know if you've ever been.
I've always wanted to try it. I've seen the day or a nice cocktails and all that. So mate, once the missus had the wine, I'll pop up.
Mark, sort him out when he comes down to see you. All right. I don't even get a freebie. No, I'm kidding. Mark does just well. He takes us right. I go down and see Jam Jar, speak to Mark. He'll sort you out some cocktails and some half and half pizza and pasta. It's a cracking wee place. As I say, Shuttle Street in Paisley. So, Arthurlie invincible season. And a remarkable season. As you said earlier on, you were up against Gummy. You didn't think you were going to get your chance because of 5-6 games in, he was flying, broke his leg. bad thing, but a good thing for you, obviously, because
it's a kind of bittersweet thing, isn't it? Because you never want to see that happen to one of your mates.
And then you went on to play, I think it was like 25 games that season. No goals. I think 5 off the bench. I think I've got that.
Just
played 5 off the bench. So you were a mainstay of the defence. You're part of Arthurlie. You're an invincible, right? You always will be an invincible. You don't get to see that,
No.
And I don't think you'll see it again at Arthurlie.
That's what we were saying to the boys last year. Like some older boys, me, Gary Carroll, Gary Smith, and that. So you try to see younger boys. Blah, doesn't matter who you're playing. Turn up. It's like because probably you'll never ever have this ever again your full career now.
Yep.
Going through an undefeated season.
I don't think we'll ever see it at Arthurlie. Maybe another team might do it in one of the lower divisions and stuff, but especially for you guys that are the older ones as well, you're coming to the end of your career. It's having, if maybe a lot of you haven't won anything or picking up a trophy at the end of the season is great, but to date undefeated, mate.
No,
I mean, it's like, and the records he's broke all the way along as well, like defensive records. You're part of
I felt like there was something every week. Do you know what I mean?
He's didn't lose many goals all season. Was it 18 goals or something?
Something like that. Aye. That's how the boys that done Team of the Year. They didn't put a lot of the boys on it for what they should have. And I messaged the guy. I'm like, so what's happening?
Oh, that
the social media boy.
Aye, it was like the other day there with Tam.
Aye,
7 goals.
7 goals and didn't win Player of the Week.
But that's not the guy doing it. That's people
it's a poll.
tweeting it and retweeting it. Obviously the ants have got a better follower. Well, I don't think that because we've got about 8,000 followers or something. So, what was your favourite game of that season?
The Maple one.
Aye,
The comeback.
tremendous, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
What a night! You could just see it in all your faces celebrating in that corner. I mean, what I remember for that game, right, with you especially, we've come off a half time, and you were absolutely raging. I think you were muttering something about running up and down that fucking wing, and nobody's giving you the fucking ball or something like that.
There's nothing worse. See, you're playing fullback, and you're busting your ass getting up down the wing and making runs,
and you don't get it.
Just cutting away, not giving you the ball. I'm not the fit boy that I used to be, you know what I mean, at 18, 19.
Aye, so you're struggling to get back.
I'm putting the tank into this.
Aye.
Come on, right, get the ball.
Aye, raging. Then you have come out second half. You have put on probably your best performance, or second half performance in the league. Did you know?
Even at half time, see when we went in, nobody kind of like panicked.
Aye.
To be honest with you, the gaffer and that, they were going to be a bit mental, Yandy and Pam and that at the time, and they were like, boys, what's happening? Come on, and what you stay? And everybody was just kind of looking at each other as if, right. Do you know what? It's kind of a wee one of the ones because you go on that run. No disrespect to Mabel, but we probably thought
too easy.
We probably had in my head we're turning up here to win. We're turning up. That's us.
Turn up with pop champagne.
And you turn up, you're not in the right mindset, sort of thing. But the second half, we were out and we were just on it.
But it was like 8 minutes.
Aye. It felt as if everything was gone. The first half, everything went wrong, but everything that could have went right in the second half, bar the penalty, obviously at the end, which was a nightmare, it went right for us.
Well, I've said in podcasts before this, the atmosphere around about the crowd, because we had a big crowd that night. When the second goal went in, it was just like you could just see people just looking at each other as if.
Sometimes when I'm sitting in the house, I just go back and watch it.
Know the night.
Video for a laugh, so
know the night, man. I mean, just please know the night. And I'm glad it happened in that manner because there was a lot of people there that don't normally come and see Arthurlie. So this would have been their first game.
A lot of my mates went, boys that have never came to see us for the pub and that, and they're like, it's just every week, this is mental.
So that could get them back in the door, innit?
We've came a few times after that, so
right.
So it gets people in the door. If you go and see a game like that, you think, what am I going to go and spend 50 to 100 quid going to watch Rangers or Celtic beat a team 5-0? Watch it, you can go, that's what I like games you can go, like you have 5 or 10 at the game, you can get a beer for 2 quid at the club and all that, do you know what I mean? So
aye, a pie and a programme and still have change at 20. Aye, it's in the banter and all with everybody in a bit.
You grief for it. I get a lot of grief after fans do that. Constantly.
So, we'll go into that, Johnstone Borough, because that was the game that we actually thought we were going to lose the unbeaten run. And Big and Ponder nicked it at the end for us. Well, I said to Healy on the last podcast, I said, you could have won it at the end.
We had about 15 chances, didn't
he? Went through right at the end, hot the bar. And you're like...
You can tell his first few games, see when he was playing.
That was his debut.
We were like, what a player this boy is.
Aye.
But you could tell it was a wee bit raw, because no disrespect to the 20s and everything else. He might be a good football player at 20s, but defensive wise, it's 10 times harder at this level.
Have you watched him playing with the 20s at all?
I'd seen him playing with 20s and he just gets the ball and he just runs
it was silly, wasn't it?
Aye.
Silly. So was it like that when you came into training? Did he come into training and...
He came in the first few times, got the ball a wee man and just jolted by boys, and we were like, right, no bother. And then I gave him about 3 or 4 rattles.
So I was going to think that a player like you, you're probably not... You're not getting past me.
I'm like, tell me, man, do that again, I'm just going to keep doing that to you. You know
but see, in a way, that's a learning curve for him, because that's what he's going to get in game.
Aye.
So if you don't do that to him in training, you're not doing him any favours, really.
You're a bit of tough love at this level or not.
Aye, absolutely. And it's working.
Aye.
I mean, because he does get booted a bit, but he gets up and gets on with it, do you know what I mean?
I think he had a wee rough start the first game, and since that he's been flying the wee man. So
Aye.
I think at this level, every week when he plays, especially on Friday playing against Darvo in that park, not putting pressure on the wee man, but I'd expect to see a good performance on a part like that, do you know what I mean?
Well, the good thing is this is going out after the Darvel game, so he'll not be putting any pressure.
There you go, son, that's it.
Aye. So Aaron Healy scored a hat-trick. That day Johnson had their ultras out in force.
Aye.
And you were right close to them for
I can't help it, I know. See when
you get right tore into them and all,
when
mate.
you get that grief, I love just getting a bit back.
Aye.
But they went on to my Twitter page.
Yep.
They managed to get my Twitter page off the Arthurlie page.
Aye.
So they were shouting my name through the megaphone and all that.
Right.
Then they were shouting stuff at my missus.
Mate, I'm telling you, because I messaged you after it, didn't I? And they were phoning me and...
See, once we won the league, I was sending them photos of the cup and all that to wee guys that don't move me, and then I was blocking them after
Aye,
that.
right away. They made a fake Arthurlie page up, try to get you so to join it.
That's class.
But the voice messages that I was getting about you, they were calling you for everything, mate. But that's the banter, isn't it? I would like to see Arthurlie have something like that.
Something to look into. I think for the teams it works. It gets a good laugh going on. See, especially at this level, if you're playing against teams in the top league, you want somebody to go in their back a wee bit and rattle a wee bit. Might
be a change coming in the next couple of games. With that young team that's standing right behind the goal, but they're doing it behind Scooby in the first half of Gary Black. You say to them,
go to the other end.
Go to the other end and give that goalie a bit of grief. Because we beat Nielsen at the start of the season in the penalties. Mm-hmm. And their keeper, the abuse he was getting, man.
So yeah, it's all part of the
and he's ex-Arthurlie, that goalie, I know, isn't he?
Aye.
Was it Gyro, wasn't it? No. You're not saving that, you fat baldy bastard. Stuff like that, I mean, young boys, but love it. That you say that, just take the eye off the ball. There might be a goalkeeper there that's a bit nervous.
That helps to especially see that game against Johnstone Borough. As much as I like it and everything else, in their head you're like, shut up, you wee prick. You know what I mean? It's just constant. See if they're on at you, it can put you off a wee bit too.
Aye, because there was at one point I was like that. I was further down at the corner flag and I could see running at him and I'm like that. He ain't going to need to stop that. He's getting caught up, shouting at him.
I can't help it, I can.
And Blakey, he was down the line as well, and he was getting it off him and all. They were calling him pedo and stuff like that, man. It was. But
I was getting it on. David Mackay's a sex offender on the megaphone. And that happened for about 45 minutes solid at the second half. My head was busting after it. The second half you'd have been in the other side, so you. They were the megaphone, but
they're still doing it.
They were still giving it time.
Good lads, but I'm sure it's all just a bit of banter. I mean, well, who knows? They're not going to come chasing you anyway. So that season, obviously, you went on an amazing run. Where did you feel in the dressing room that did you have something penciled? We could win the league this day, or because
the gaffer and Palmer and that, they weren't letting us get like that. I think I can't remember what game it was.
You have obviously got a chat outside of...
See where shots, they dropped points one week.
Fourth.
And we won.
Aye.
After that we were like, we only need to win a couple more games and that's it.
Well, that was the week before Johnson.
Aye. So we had that, after they dropped points, that's when we kind of started going, this is it now. Because before that, it was still a case of, this happened before interview teams and you slip up and you drop a daft point here or there and then all of a sudden shots going, I got a run and anything could have happened. So
because that was I remember that day, it was the day we beat Maryhill and it was Nad Zeb scored.
Aye.
And there's that picture of you running, I captured your air, was it?
You need to swap these photos. Every photo you've got of me, I look as if I've got a massive belly, man. I'm starting to get grief for it all the time.
I need to try
you need to get us for the site.
Photoshop, mate, get a Photoshop.
For it all the time.
I hear that for a few people with the photos.
Strips, I think, honestly.
Taking the photos the other day for a website, and it was wee Dale who came in and he was like, can I see that after? I see if I'm not shaved and all that. I'm like, come on, man. But I suppose that's what he's all like, and I've seen somebody on Twitter a couple of weeks ago as well with you saying not a hair out of place or something when you come out for
Craig. The one with those you've got is class. The one where he's got his horn up like that. He's to get his for that every week, so that is class.
What's that? Whitlets away? It wasn't even him that scored. So, no goals that season. What do you put it down to? Do you think it was just bad luck, or because
see, to be honest with you, it probably changed the way I play a wee bit now. Maybe not getting as forward as much as I used to. Don't know, maybe getting a wee bit older or just changing my game in general. But I think the way we play as well, it's kind of harder to get in these positions because we've got that many attacking players. You know what I mean?
Aye.
It's maybe I get down the channel and get the ball in the box for one or two Garys in the box or whatever like that. Do you know what I mean? But different teams, different games, isn't it?
I said you were unlucky hitting the bar last season. That one, I thought that was in. I was sitting right behind it, watching it. Well, in front of you.
Every week I was thinking that this is it. This week,
just please.
It wasn't happening for me. I think it started getting my hero back now because
maybe that is, but you had a bit of brain fart and all the other stuff. So there was a game at Craigmark away. It was a horrible day, wasn't it? It had everything that game in it. It was goals galore. I think it was like 3-2 at half time or something. I think the goal that wasn't given early line, the guy cleared it off. Well, it was early line. Couple of sending offs and stuff like that at the end, and Andy McLaughlin scoring that peach into that corner.
Deflection, 40-yard deflection.
Was that his first goal for it? I can't remember. But,
I think he had a few.
So you went into a big bus after that and off to Newcastle a night out.
That was wild, aye.
We've had Mr. Ramsey on this show, and Gary Carroll had told me the thing about his shooting or what happened.
It had been planned for weeks. We kept saying, right, we'll get him.
Because he's adamant that he didn't wear a suit and he didn't get stitched up.
He took the huff and everything after it, so he did see him moving out. So everybody got changed when we got there, and we were all waiting on him coming down. So he walks down and everybody bursts out laughing, pissing herself. And he's like, oh, kidding on. And then he went to Leyden, he's like, just fucking bang it order and all that. I can't believe he's done this to me, and stormed back up the stairs to the room.
So he lied on the podcast. Saving face, mate.
Told me out the pram, toys out the pram, everything.
So he's now your coach.
Aye.
So what's it like for being a player next to you? Obviously he played in that position as well, and then going for there to coaching you.
Game is due, so nobody really knows how it's going to turn out today when they go for that. But the start of the season, the pre-season, he was taking a couple of the sessions. He's played at a good level, hasn't he? So he's got good stuff he can put on, and he done well at pre-season. And you can see him getting more used to it every week. What he's not got used to yet is doing team talks.
Right.
So Palmer and Ricardo won in one game. Can't remember who it was we were playing. And I'm like, to him, you never said that about doing your big speech before the game. And he's like, no mate, I know exactly what I'm going to say. I'm going to say this, say that. So he walked in the changing room, and it was like I've seen the 8 Mile when Eminem's got the mic and nothing comes out.
Aye.
And he was stuttering. He must have got 2 words out. His face went bright red and that. And he's like, he's not what to do. They left the changing room.
No way.
Aye, and I went to speak to him after. I says, what happened to there? And he's like, mate, panicked there. I purely knew what I was going to say. I just couldn't get the words.
Well, I interviewed him after the Nielsen first game of the season. It's after the game, and we get about 10 seconds into it, and he went, "Oh, fuck this," and walked away. He went, "See if in future just ask me and write it down and I'll do it."
He doesn't like it. Learn the hard lesson, so he did.
Not everybody's going to feel comfortable in front of a camera and speak. So, I mean, that's what it is. But I'm sure as weeks and months go on, he'll get a bit more.
You can see him; he's getting more used to it now. It's hard transition from being one of the boys, I know.
Very.
To be a coach, especially when you're mates with the boys. It's different if you go into another team and you don't know a lot of the boys, and you can kind of be, you can be a bit harsher, but.
What he's going to get is you playing up. I mean, and taking the absolute mick.
Boys give him the respect, but we have a wee laugh at him and all. He'll say things, maybe like, "Shut up, you prick."
Aye,
I'll do it for you.
You get it.
To wind them up.
It's pushing him to see how far you can get with him.
He tries to come in and senior sometimes now, and you're
right.
Like, "You're fucking terrible.
You're done, mate.
You're done. What a decline that is.
Aye. Well, he played that Nielsen game, didn't he? He came on and he got an assist.
Every week he's like, "I can't come fit enough to be back in the squad now," and you're like, "Listen, you're done, retired, that's you, no more."
He would need to go somewhere to get back into that squad, man. I don't. Obviously, I've not seen him at training or anything, but I would imagine.
I was off it.
Aye, totally was off it. Aye, so obviously you went on to Dairy Invincible. We had some great days, as I say, the last one, Flag Day and stuff like that, and you had all the family down, getting your photos taken and all that. Was that a special day for you, having your family there and stuff like that?
See, to be honest with you, it was good, because I've not won anything for a good few years, especially the way we've done it. Invincibles, and it'll probably never happen to me again, especially. I'm getting to the old.
That's it, mate, you're on a way out now, isn't it?
But through my full junior career, my dad, usually my two uncles, my ma and my missus, they come to every game.
Aye.
My dad and my uncles like to get a bevy and shout at linesmen and all that, and my missus, she's like to me, she's like, "I'm not buying any more scarves." She's like, "I've been to about 15 teams with you and all that, I'm not doing it anymore."
Aye.
Got a box of scarves out of the house every club in the juniors.
Bring them in, we'll put them up at Dunterley. A wee corner for you. So, as I say, we went unbeaten the whole season. Then we kind of went. Did the tools get down after it? Because we kind of we were in the Scottish, wasn't it? With Hurlford, was it?
I was on holiday that game. I think, to be honest with you, that was just a fucking half game. You know what I mean? Just one of the ones, just nothing kind of goes right. For what I've spoke to the boys and everything else for it, it was just a 1.5 game. Do you know what I mean? See if you played them 5 times. You know what I mean, you probably wouldn't have got that result the 5 times. To be honest,
we've got them this season into the same league, now, so I'm sure you will be looking to put it right.
Aye, need to be. I think every game this year, you need to be on it. You've seen the players teams are signing, and to be honest with you, especially with the Bonnyrigg game, see this league could probably go toe to toe with the second division.
Talking about the Bonnyrigg game, you played in that. How did that feel coming up against a team like that? Did you?
It was a good leveller because I thought we dominated it.
Absolutely. Every player that's been on and spoke to that played in it was the exact same. I had seen it for the side as well. You didn't look at a place, I mean.
What they did there is you could tell they were dead organised there. They played together for a couple of seasons and all that.
Game management.
They were very good at that. Probably something that we could get better at. They were carrying the game all the time. When they went 1 up, it's just at that level they're going to be like that.
It's the experience, and the boys that were meant to be their star players and stuff didn't get a sniff.
No,
I mean,
I thought we matched them. That was a good kind of leveller for us as well, because you see where you are against teams like that.
Well, there you go.
They're flying this year, aren't they?
That's the level they're at now. Do you know what I mean? So we should be looking at that going.
You can see it in their faces. See them up in the first maybe half an hour, 40 minutes up until the penalty. They were kind of a bit shell shocked. They were like that.
I think if we scored the penalty,
we'd have won. Aye,
we would have won.
Cheers, Gary.
Aye, I know.
Cheers, Captain.
I think that happens every podcast. Give him that. But, it was just one of them. The keeper stuck his leg out. Any other time it gets in the net. I mean,
you can't fault Gary's, but he scored about 40 penalties last year. You know what
aye,
I mean? these things happen, didn't they? I think we had our chances as well. We could have got back. And
Aye,
we could maybe have nicked it, but
just finishing.
a draw would have been a fair result probably in the end, because I think the last 20 minutes or something they came into the game half an hour. So
aye, but nothing. But I thought,
no.
well, you embarrassed us, because maybe they turned up like that and then go to the shell shock. They thought they only just had to turn up. A bit like yours going out against Mabel, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's. But I loved that game, even the run up to it and everything. I thought it was excellent, the coverage and everything we were getting, and it kind of gave me a taste of this is where I want Arthurlie to go to. I mean, I want.
You see it now when we go to see when you play the Pollock games. Once I've played like 4 or 5 Arthurlie against Pollock, brilliant. I'm
looking forward to it. I've never been to one, so because when I started going, every time the Pollock game came up, I was working or I couldn't get it. Obviously, I wasn't involved with the club at the time, what I'm doing, but. So this will be, and being at home the first game and all, just makes it a wee bit special. Do you know what I mean? And
looking forward to it.
Hopefully we get the 3 points, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's
you need to go out and try and expect to try and win every game this year, especially seeming like against the promoted teams, Petershill and Carmislang. That'll be a big game for us as well, because that's the teams you kind of need to be beating this year.
Well, they'll be looking at us and going, we need to take points here, especially because we've started.
Exactly.
We need points now.
It's hard coming. I know that was disappointing, obviously, what happened with the points after the Meda game, but when Palmer told us at training about it, everybody's just kind of, do you know what, we just need to go and make it. It's still the bells in the season, isn't it?
4 games in.
Aye.
I mean,
don't want to lose any sleep with it. Just
3 games in, isn't it?
Yeah. We go again, that's it.
I mean, it's a long season. We've got another 14 home games.
That's it.
I mean, so you
need to
make it up.
You need to go into every game with a same attitude in this league anyway, regardless who it is.
And I think you've got that in abundance. You've got great spirit, great temperament. You can play football. It's just learning to play at that level and taking your chances.
The only thing that made that kick in the balls with the Meda game was the fact how we won the game. Do you know what I mean? You go down to 9 men, then you get score in the last 5 minutes, win the game, and then you lose the 3 points. That's
how did that feel for you coming on then? Because you came on second half, didn't you? Gummy was hallucinating and stuff. And then it goes down to 9 men, and you're like, as a defender, you know you're going to come under some pressure.
Just try to square, just cheer the boys up.
And it being your ex-team as well.
Made that a bit better.
You know what I mean? So, I think right away you try to smash somebody, right, just to show off. You're not getting anything at me today.
Just try to show them you can. You're like,
oh no, here we go, another send off. That's all we need. Right, what we'll do now, mate, is we'll go into fans' questions, right?
Yep.
We've got a couple of people who've sent in some questions for you. And first of all, it's your friend, Darren Ramsey.
Oh, right.
So he's got a wee question for you. Him and Gary Carroll's one, Gary Smith's one actually kind of fits in together.
Right,
so.
Okay.
And it's who is the real hard man in the team, because it's clearly no him. And Gary Smith says, who's the best fighter in the juniors? So I think there's a wee bit of wind up going on here.
I tell the boys all the time, I'm like, listen, I'm the best fighter in this team, probably the juniors, just to let you know that before anybody tries to get white.
Brilliant.
So it's just a wee running joke with they, but aye, 100% me.
Aye, I knew that was going to come. Do you know, I could have wrote that at the back. He was going to say himself. Thanks for your questions, boys. My big mate Craig Bruce, he was on the pilot pod with me, if you've watched it. He's got a podcast himself called What's the Script. It's all about movies. If they deconstruct movies, watch all the, I think the latest one was No Country for Old Men. Get on it. I'll leave a link in the description for you. It's a good podcast. So it's kind of big question that's broke down into a few things. So can you describe a normal match day at Duntitley? What's your routine? Do you work beforehand? Would you eat pre-match? Any traditions, superstitions? Who do you arrive with? What music's on the dressing room? Blah blah. Do you get nervous? So we'll go just here bit by bit. So a normal match day for you. What's your routine?
I try no work if I can avoid it on a Saturday, just for the sheer fact that you want to be kind of, the minute you get up out of bed, you're thinking about it. So regardless what level it is, you get up and you're thinking, well, I need to be on it today. Blah, especially in this league. So get up, take a dog a walk, wee bit of toast and beans in us, wee coffee, sit about maybe get a missus a horn with something in the house to keep her sweet, do you know what I mean? So I can get a pint of the
Yep.
game. And then I travel with noodles.
Right.
So I just listen to him moan the full way there.
All the way there.
Just about life in general, just moans 24/7. So busting headache.
You know, putting the earpods in.
Busting headache time I get there. Can't wait to go to the motor to get away from him, do you know what I mean?
A couple of paracetamol. Sarah was in the other day asking for paracetamol before the game. Was it for you?
That's it.
What about traditions, superstitions? You have anything like that? Like,
Nah.
put your left sock on first and all that carry on. I know some people have got some strange things, man. Do you see any of that in the dressing room? Does anybody go anything like that?
Hey, just Gary Smith likes to keep the double XL shorts. He needs wants to play, so he does. That's his tradition. He needs.
Saying nothing, mate. I'm wanting them on the podcast. I need to keep them sweet, mate. What about the music? Well, we know the music after the game was that I'm feeling it.
See, this season it's one of the ones we put it on right after they made a game, and you're playing it and you're going,
I'm not feeling it.
look, can we do it this early in the season? Don't get me wrong, every win in this league is massive.
Well, it was on against Hart Hill.
Aye.
Again, so was it on after Glenafton? No, was it on?
No, I had to leave.
Claybank,
His baby
so
so got to be in
maybe that's all went wrong.
I know.
We should just
know,
keep it. It's a song. Keep playing it.
I think we just go for it anyway, don't we? After every game,
We'll just need to get the speakers on.
we need to win. Something to look forward to after a win, isn't it? You get the tune on.
Well, I was sick of hearing it last season. Everywhere, mate. Do you get nervous? I don't think you do, mate. But
nah, I can't do after 12 years. Don't get me wrong, you still get
butterflies.
Still get right up for it.
Aye.
Every game, regardless, friendly.
It's adrenaline in it.
Aye. Because
as you said earlier, you just want to go out in that pitch and you just want to play.
You just want to play.
You want to win. I mean,
no matter who it is or what team you're playing, if you don't get it, there's something wrong. I think you need to be right up for every game you play. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Well, that's what you want to hear, because that's what the fans are wanting to hear as well. They don't want to hear, it's just a game, and they appreciate that you boys are all out working as well. Do you know what I mean? So it's not as if you are coming and doing this for the money.
No,
I mean, you're doing it for the joy of playing football and getting to play at a good level. So thanks very much for your message here, Craig. Your question. Next one's Darren Todd. Who's the laziest player in training?
Gary Smith.
Aye.
Oh, by a mile.
Bad.
Probably once every session he'll toss the toys out the pram.
Aye.
Just go in a total huff. See, unless you're doing shooting, he hates doing everything else, so he does.
Right.
Hannah's ability, just lazy bastard.
He just wants to score, doesn't he? He just wants to put the ball.
Put the ball at my feet, I'll put it in the net.
Well, he does it.
I think he knew. I think he knew I was going to say that, because I seen somebody wrote he replied to it.
I seen the raised eyebrow thing.
He do.
The other one's for David Blakey, president. Who's the best player you've played with?
Played with a good players. Played with a boy, Brian McEwen, at Shettleston. He was at Celtic for years and everything else. What a player he was. But I'd probably say the best player I played with was at Vela Clyde, Hayden Cochran.
Right.
Should never be playing at that level in his life. Just kind of things that have happened in his life. That's how we ended up at that level.
Aye.
When he was with Celtic at the time, when Tommy Burns was there, Tommy Burns put him in the change room, because my mate played in the same team, and he says to everybody, this boy's going to go to the highest level. That's how good he was. Picked him out for everybody, and just life in general happens. You know what I mean? He ended up at the Vale, but he could have went anywhere.
Aye.
But just enjoyed the boys there and everything else in the setup, and when he could have went and played with anybody.
You get a lot of that in this country, mate.
That's it.
It's obviously a lifestyle as well. Do you know what I mean? It's
anybody that's played with him or not, they would tell you what a player.
I think maybe nowadays the coaching stuff and the awareness we've got of everything else.
Aye.
They might have made it. I mean,
aye, could have.
It's a shame that happens, but do you know what?
You hear so much of it, don't you, all the time?
Aye. I'm just grateful that we've got people nowadays that look into things like that and see where people are going wrong in football, and we get a lot of people.
It's massive now, isn't it?
Aye, it's good. It means the youngsters have got a good chance of making it now, because a lot of put on the scrap heat of the years. So I mean, it's
a lot of pressure for young boys, isn't it, really? I felt that when I was younger as well. So
Aye.
playing the pro youth and everything else. And
Was there anybody you played with, like Aberdeen and Rangers? That
Ryan Jack,
right?
he was in my Aberdeen team.
Aye.
Boy, Mitchell Megginson and all that, I think they're playing with kind of low league teams and everything else, but to the highest level, Ryan Jack, Kenny McLean, Stephen O'Donnell, boys you remember?
Aye. Even on to get capped for Scotland and all that.
Aye. So they were on my team, and they three boys.
Could you tell then when you were playing that
You could always tell Ryan Jack was going
they had that bit of difference?
Ryan Jack was going to make it to some level. Kenny McLean, when he was younger, probably no, and then when he got a bit older, they could tell he was kind of head and shoulders above everybody else.
Aye.
Stephen O'Donnell one, it was always a bit of a shock to me at the time how he got to full time, and then obviously he had a big growth spurt and everything else. And
Aye.
he ended up his game, so fair play to him.
Aye. Had Jack Grealish in his back pocket at Wembley, didn't he?
Aye, he did well. So anybody that makes it, you can't knock it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
There's a lot of hard work goes into it and everything else.
People are sitting there thinking, he shouldn't have shit. And
It's easy to say that into everybody. How did he know they didn't mean that? Because they obviously put a bit more effort in. Do you know what I mean? And
that's it. You don't get to play professional if you're a mug.
No.
And as much as you sit at games and say he's shite and he's a mug, and
you can always say, "Oh, how did he get to this level? How does he do that?" And then see until you come up and play against these boys, you don't realise.
Aye.
And then I can mind that when I was at Arthurlie the first time, we went and played Dumbarton in a friendly. I think we ended up beating them, right? But you can just tell the difference. See with the boys that have played at the highest level. Like boy Stephen Saunders, he was playing that. Went to my school. My mate plays with Darvo now, John Kilpatrick. He just left Hamilton.
Right.
So you can tell the difference when you play with these boys.
Aye.
It's easy to go, how's he playing there? He's shite.
Aye.
And then when you play against him, you're like, all right.
Well, that's why he's playing
there. No.
Aye. It's just the way the Scottish people are, mate.
Aye,
They're
it's
just
just
everybody's shit.
It's negativity.
Oh, mate, it's horrendous. I've actually got another question.
Right.
If I remember, somebody sent me one and I forgot to write it down.
Can't be good then.
I might have lost it, I don't know. Or was it one about the sweet corn on a wrap? Yes or no?
That's a boy I work with. Aye.
No, that was it, mate. That was the questions. So thanks very much, guys, for all your questions. I appreciate it. Thanks for answering them as honestly as you could, mate.
Not a problem.
So, off the pitch, you're going to be a feather soon.
Any minute.
16 days.
Watch your phone.
Aye, I was thinking that, mate. What happens if it goes? You're off,
I'll
skate.
like to hold it and then I'll be having
Aye. So, how does it feel? Are you looking forward to it?
Buzzing for
Aye.
it. Every day we're kind of the new like that. I just wanted to be.
Aye, because it's so
When
close.
it's got to the end, it's dragging a bit now, do you know what I mean? So
Aye.
just want it to happen.
Hurry up.
I'm like, come on, you know that.
And then you've got the sleepless nights and the...
I know, I'm like, tell what you're going to do here.
I'm off it. I'm playing football this weekend. Been there, done it, mate. What do you do after the pitch to relax? What do you like to do at Elf, golf, or go to football?
After the pitch, go to the gym
Right.
most days. But believe it or not, most nights I battle the head cell and play Call of Duty with the boys, man.
Tremendous, mate. You're not into a bit of FIFA, no?
Do you know I was, but she's sick of me smashing tellies and remotes
Aye.
and everything else.
Tell 'em about it,
I'm
mate.
banned for it, I can't do
Aye.
it anymore.
FIFA age. Been there, done it. Still doing it.
And then obviously the weekend, get a few beers with the boys or missus, whatever.
Gone with your Insta and stuff. You're forever scranning, mate.
Aye, what was it?
You love your scran.
That's probably I'm getting caught fat for that.
Innit?
Stands
That's how the strips aren't fitting you. But you go through see the stories and you're like, eating again, look at that, that's tight. You, Big Mick and all, he's the exact same, man.
Big Mic's an influencer, but into it. He
Aye,
gets it for nothing, do you know what
aye.
I mean?
Aye. A little bit coaching, I reckon. You interested in coaching?
I'm going to see what happens. I'd still like to think I've got another good career in me. See what happens.
I mean, would you be
do.
involved with kids or anything, coaching, or
Well,
would you do it?
my dad's took teams since my brother was a wee boy, so that's nearly like 25 years,
Right.
26 years. My dad's took teams and still doing it. My wee nephew and everything else. So I don't know. I might start helping out. I'll see what happens with if I have a boy or a lassie or whatever. If I have a wee boy,
So you don't know?
we don't know.
Good.
No,
That's what I done in mine. I kept it a secret. So
Aye, so it's something to look forward to. So if I have a wee boy, even a wee lassie, whatever.
do you know what? Hell mend you, mate, if you have a daughter.
Aye, even if a wee lassie wants to do
You're bad enough for now.
I know, I'll be mental, I know, I'll be attacked.
God help me, lassie. You know what I mean? I had two boys and then I had a lassie, so I know, but it's just like it's totally different, man. It's like right away protection. It's like I don't even want to think of the future, mate. I can't.
I'm trying to mentally prepare myself for it. Know what I mean?
Prepare yourself for a boy. You know what I mean? And hope and you can do all the football stuff. Know what I mean? It's brilliant. So this season you've featured twice. You've had a couple of injuries, haven't you?
Aye, the game against Neilston when I hurt my ankle. I think I done something to my ligaments, and Big Scotty's saying I've kind of not tore it, but I've sprained my Achilles as well.
Aye.
But the big man's just strapped me up. He's doing all exercises with me. I'm still thinking, even for this game on Friday, probably play some part in it.
Right.
But I need to keep seeing Scotty. I can't keep playing through things all the time now. Do you know what I mean? So it's been a bit of a nightmare start for us, to be honest with you. But I don't want to take a couple of weeks and I'll be back.
Because you came off against somebody recently. Who was it?
We played that's in Caddocks.
Aye, it was that. You came off.
In the warm up, I could feel it.
Aye.
And then after the first kind of flat out run I done, I knew straight away. Usually I tried to play through it, but see now I was speaking to the gaffer, Scotty before the game. I'm like, listen, if anything happens, just come off straight away.
Especially a friendly.
I'm not even risking it. But you need to get the niggles sorted. See, if you don't, it just keeps going. So
especially at the age of it, and all, mate. It doesn't recover as well, does it?
No. So
that's a horrible thing. You start to notice it.
It comes to his own, man.
You're like,
harder times catching me.
Aye.
Scotty's good, so but doing a bit of rehab up with him. I'll continue to do that until hopefully I'm feeling 100%. If I ever do feel 100% ever again, but I'll better through it.
Well, I would rather have 100% player rather than somebody that's sitting at 80, 70% and getting half an hour out of them.
I know.
Might get a win, but you're out for 2-3 games after.
I know anyway, if I'm coming on, it would be only if something happened, maybe Gummy was bust or whatever, or I mean, a wee note for somebody, too warm for him again, the wee man. But if anything happens like that, I'd be alright to go for a wee half or whatever, do you know what I mean? But a full game now, I'd probably be about my depth from injury. So.
Well, we'll see what will happen on Friday.
Aye.
We'll report back. Obviously, you're coming up against Gummy. If the two of you are fit and stuff like that, it's good competition.
Aye.
You keep each other on your toes.
You need to have that, I think. I know. See, if you turn up and you think you're going to be starting this week, you can get a bit of slack. Do you know what I mean? So regardless if it's me or him, it's not going to bother me, because I know spoke to everybody and we spoke to Gumby as well, and we're going to get chances of twos. So
they seem to have that all air pitch now.
Aye.
We've got people pushing each other.
We've got a bit of depth now as well. Do you know what I mean? But it doesn't matter who we play. I think we've got a right good team, haven't we, regardless who plays well. So
and yous are all confident enough to go and...
I said to the gaffer now, I was like, I can be certain half now as well after he's seen me against Clydebank. That's me. So.
Move inside, mate.
Aye, anyway, I'm getting a bit older, so I'm going to go inside a wee bit.
Aye, it might be, mate, might be. Lastly, going to just go on about we shout out to Time to Tackle, who are the mental health coaching and stuff like that. They do the football down at St Mirren this Friday night and Pollock on a Wednesday. If you're struggling, you need help, go speak to these guys. It's Aaron and Siobhan. It's a class setup they've got.
I played with Aaron up in Meadow.
Well, I was going to ask you that, mate. Aye, because I seen the teams. I thought, I wonder if he's come on again. Good player.
Aye, good boy enough.
Have you watched these?
I've seen quite a lot of stuff he's
podcast
done.
stuff.
They're doing well. It's good what they're doing for everybody. They seem to have a big following now and all. So
what about his story? Did you?
I know about that. So I think it's good for everybody to talk about stuff like that. You need to get it out. There's no point in holding things like that in there.
It's amazing, mate. That inspired me to start this.
Aye.
Listen to his podcast with PG and that, and I went. It just made me sit up and go, right, I'm going to do something new.
It's good what clubs are doing as well. I'm bringing a champ on that, I don't know.
Aye.
So I don't know how many times Emilie's went to talk to him, but it's good that he's there, and everybody does talk through the team. And even though boys might be a wee bit embarrassed to go and do it, but see if you go and talk to somebody, it does help, no matter what's happening.
Absolutely.
Even one of the boys, even one of the boys, I don't mind talking to him to see if something's going wrong. I'll tell him to do it in the team.
This is what I've said to the boys on here. Even come and speak to me. Do you know what I mean? If they don't want to speak to somebody in a dressing room or the management, or you can come and talk to me or message me on social media or whatever.
Stuff like that, you can't be embarrassed about it. You can't act, I'm the big man. Everybody goes through things, so you need to talk about it.
What's it? You've been one of the older boys in the dressing room as well. Do you know what I mean? You've probably experienced a bit of it yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Everybody does, and you can't just bottle things up. Especially you've seen what's happening with suicide rates and everything else. You need to.
Well, look at. Have you watched the All or Nothing documentary, Arsenal?
No, I need to watch that.
Well, even you get Kieran Tierney sitting, going down to London, talking about his mental health stuff, going down there, and you're thinking that's a professional football player on stupid money. Doesn't make you happy.
You see all the time, even with football boys that have got everything, you think, and then months later you're going, what happened to him? He's kept his suicide. And
it's horrendous, mate. It's horrendous what's happening.
You need to talk, you need to get it
out. I'm glad I've got people like yourself that can talk like that about it, because I know that you'll see it in other people. Do you know what I mean?
You can see it. Even sometimes when you're training, whatever, you can look at somebody in your team and you know
something not right.
Something not right. What's happened, son? You alright? No, I mean, what's wrong? Sometimes boys will talk, sometimes they won't, but it's important thing to try and get it out. Especially
with a lot of younger boys that are coming in, do you know what I mean? And coming into a dressing room full of boys that are
been doing it for years.
Aye, and you are a bit boisterous and
pros,
you know what I mean? Aye, and it's a different scenario for when you started 12 years ago or whatever. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't have got that kind of.
No, you'd have got slapped in the jaw.
Mate.
Got on with your wee poof.
Aye, exactly. You would have been slaughtered.
You can't do that.
Aye. But I'm glad that you'll talk about things. And as we said, DMs are always open if you want to speak about anything. Helps here for you. But look out for Time to Tackle on social media. I'll leave a description and down below. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and stuff, you'll see it in the link as well. So, what's your plans for the future after football?
I don't know. As I say,
do you see yourself as a manager?
Maybe at some point, aye. But I'm going to see how long I can ride out my playing career first.
So what, you're talking another 10 years at the juniors?
Another 2 seasons. I'll see what happens, especially see if I have a wee boy or whatever and he wants to go and play. I would definitely get more involved with stuff like that, 100%. And the juniors, I don't know if it's because I'm still playing now that I've not really thought about it too much, but it has crossed my mind once or twice what am I going to do, because I've done it a couple of times, right? I've chucked the juniors football together. Maybe I think at one point when I was leaving the Meda, they weren't letting me go, right, unless somebody paid stupid money and all that. So I spent a good 3-4 months maybe not playing, and then you're like, you miss it.
Aye.
So I think it'll be hard to just kind of no do it.
To walk away.
No do it all
have
together.
Nothing. Especially being in and about it for so long.
Even if it might not be junior, even if it was amateur or whatever, helping out over 35s, you know what I mean, something like that, I will still need to be involved with it.
Stephen, a shout at the armies.
Aye.
You might be playing for them soon or all, mate. Stephen got a player lined up, getting old. Good luck to the armies, by the way, great start to the season. Good luck to the under-20s, another great start. Everything seems to be doing well now, apart from the tap team with 8 points on the board, but that will soon change. Yep. So, who do you want to see coming on the podcast and tell their story, mate?
If we'll talk about it, we need to get the big Gary Smith on. Obviously, played
as in demand.
He's played at a good level, and he's obviously got a story to tell, and he's been about a good couple of teams, so you'll get good off him. If you want a good laugh, get Gary Black on, boys.
Gary's coming on next.
Is Gary Black coming on?
Gary Black's coming on next.
Boys, he's insane.
I know.
So what a laugh that should be. I'm
looking forward to it.
I'm expecting big things off that summer.
Him and Mick, if we finally get him.
I know he'll be abroad now.
Back off a plane.
He'll come back.
It'd be good to get him on. There's another few I want to get in, but I definitely Gary Smith's got a good story.
Big Scooby, I know. Get Scooby on. Big Scooby. He's obviously been a bit of a good few teams in that as well.
He's
coming on.
He's kiboshed him. He's no for it.
I'm going to give him grief for that now.
But do you know what? It is what it is. People will see yous on it. You're doing it. Hopefully they go, I want a bit of that, I want to come and do that.
It's good for yourself in the club, and obviously you're putting a lot of effort into the club now, and you're doing your thing, so anything we can do to help out.
Appreciate it, mate. You've been great, even last Christmas.
The boys should be helping out. You're fucking on if you ask you.
Cheers, mate. Right. Look, last Christmas you done a wee video thing for the Christmas hat on, I remember.
With 10 cans in me and all that.
I think a few. But see, when I was saying it to Gary for he put on the chat and all that, I could imagine a few he's going, get to I'm not doing that, man.
Boys on the intent, it's just a laugh and all.
But that's the way this junior football is going now. everybody's doing different things. Do you know what I mean? The level of what they're doing online,
It's good.
interaction with players.
It helps the club out, I know, because as you say, you get 8,000 followers or whatever on the Twitter page. If it keeps growing, it might get bodies in the door.
Aye.
And that's only good for everybody.
See, like the video he's won the league, you were singing Champions with the flag and all that. That ended up with, it was like 250,000 engagements on Twitter.
That's what you're after, isn't it?
You're like, that's insane. Insane.
The more stuff you get online, social media and that, you know what it's like now, it might get bodies in the door, which helps the club out. So
that's it. It's just making it prominent and hopefully keep us more money, get advertising and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Bodies through the door, spend the money in there, have a good day out.
A sugar daddy coming in
It'll help everybody.
To bankroll us.
Sponsors.
Aye, get sponsoring this. If you know anybody out there that wants to sponsor us, get one to them, send them my way, and we'll take the money off them. So that's it. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. It was great to hear your backstory. I knew it was going to be good hearing how you got to Arthurlie and stuff like that, and a good wee insight of how Ramsey's doing in the coaching and stuff like that as well. Is there anything else you want to say before we go? Is there any shout outs or any stories you want to get out there?
No, really, no. Just shout out to everybody for the club that chips in every weekend, because everybody's helping doing, obviously, over and above for the club. It's basically a full-time job for some people, so thanks very much everybody that helps out.
Appreciate that, mate. I'm sure the guys will like hearing that. So thanks very much for coming on, mate. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Well, we'll see when the figures. You've got 710 to beat, mate. That's the number, 710 to beat. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Keep liking, keep sharing, subscribe. Take this channel to a bigger level than what it's at now. Mon The Lie.